Welcome back. This is Gladys and on my channel here and also on gninspire channel, I share inspirational, motivational stories to inspire and motivate as we build a life we desire. And so if you're a dreamer, if you're a builder, if you're hungry and itching for more in life, if you want to achieve your dreams and build stuff, this is the channel you want to subscribe to. Today, let's talk about the power of doing it anyway. And like always, I'll be sharing 5 strategies to override your brain and build unbreakable discipline. First things first, our brains are not lazy. They are doing exactly what it was built to do and what it has evolved to do. How many times have you woken up so motivated to record an episode? I'm smiling because so many times. Like I wake up excited. I'm like, I'll record this episode today. And then I open TikTok or I open Instagram. 1 hour later, especially on the weekends, motivation is gone. I'm now drained. I've just been doom scrolling, smiling and giggling. But then I feel guilty and I feel so bad. I'm like, I've literally been on my bed for 2 hours, doom scrolling. I should have actually recorded maybe 2 or 3 episodes. Don't tell me I'm the only one. But the more research I did about our brains, I was like, I actually understand why it's easy to doom scroll after work when your brain is tired. It's just, and it's not that you don't have discipline. It's more like systems. It's more like you've not built systems or you are not adhering strictly to the systems you've built. And so it's not about discipline. It's largely about the systems and adhering to the systems. So number 1 strategy to override your brain and to be disciplined: stop relying on your willpower. Most people treat discipline as a character trait that you either have it or you don't have it. That's not true. James Clear in Atomic Habits, I like referring to this book because I loved reading this book. So most of these strategies, I have to say, are inspired by Atomic Habits. And so if you've not read this book, I would actually suggest, please read it. And especially if you are in the process of building something, a passion project, you need to build Atomic Habits. And this book will give you these strategies and many more. There is this line in the Atomic Habits that I really like, and I've seen people quoting it. And James Clear says, the problem is never the person, it's always the system. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Goal tell you where you want to go, but then the system will determine whether you get there. And that's why that day when I went to bed, I was like, there is this episode I want to shoot. That was my goal. But then when I woke up in the morning without like a system, I doom scrolled and I did not shoot any video. When I learned that, I established a strict system of running my YouTube channel. I literally have 3 YouTube channels. Can you believe it? There is one that I recently started. So I have gninspire podcast, which is almost 4,000 and something subscribers. And then this channel here, which by the way, if you've not subscribed, you need to subscribe. And then I have another one that I started recently. And all this, by the way, alongside a busy 9 to 5. I clock 60 to 80 hours a week because I work in consulting. But then I'm able to run my YouTube channels because I developed a strict system and I'm trying to strictly follow that system. So for instance, I've made a promise that I'll be uploading 1 video every week. And so for me to upload that video every week, I work backwards. I need to shoot the video. Before I shoot the video, I need to set up the equipment. Before I set up the equipment, I need to sketch a script so that I don't ramble. So my system now is Wednesday evenings, Thursday evening, Friday evening is for sketching a script. And I like to batch record. So on Wednesday, I will sketch a script for 1 episode. Thursday, another episode. Friday, another episode. On Saturday, after my breakfast, after I wake up late, I like to sleep in on Saturdays. I wake up like maybe 10 a.m. I take my slow breakfast and then I start shooting. I just need like 2 hours to shoot all the episodes. Once that is done, laptop closed and I'm out of the house. And I'm an outdoorsy person. So I play soccer. I like to run, all those things. So now I have my weekends to myself. And when I go to do all those things, I go very happy. I don't know if you experience that same thing. Like you set up a goal, you actually do that goal. You feel so good that you are able to do what you had said you will do. And so now over time, this is like the second year running my channel on YouTube. So over time, that system has become so easy. It's become a habit now. So that if I don't record on Saturday, it feels weird because it's now become a routine. So you want to set the goal and then set a system and then start practicing that system even when you do not want to adhere to that system strictly. Over months and years, it becomes a routine and you don't even overthink. And that is what people call discipline. But really, it's just like a goal and then you set a system and then you become strict about it. I feel like we don't take our project seriously because if your employer wants something done, you will do it. But why aren't you serious and adhering to systems as strictly as you do with your employer when it comes to your own projects? Don't you like your project enough? Are you joking with your projects? Those are some of the things I tell myself. So on Saturday, sometimes I'm lazy, but I'm like, if my employer wanted things done on Saturday, I would do. But why am I not doing the same things for my projects? Number 2, change your environment. There is a book I read and the conclusion was inspiration is perishable. And it is. Sometimes you go to bed inspired. You listen to this podcast and you are like, tomorrow I'll start a YouTube channel. Or you're like, this year I'll write a book. And then after 1 week, after 2 weeks, you relapse. You go back to your bad habits of wasting your evenings, of autopilot, of doom scrolling. And before you know it, nothing happens. In the same book, Atomic Habits, James Clear calls this choice architecture. So you get the motivation and then you just have to do that architecture. I like to stay active. There are so many days I'm so lazy. I do not feel like going to the gym. But then I just put on my gym wear. I put some loud gym music and then I show up at the gym. And just the way people are so serious and sweating and lifting weights and running on treadmills, whether you like it or not, you just kind of get that motivation, osmosis or diffuse into you. And so sometimes when you are struggling to write your book, to write something, to move that project, it could be your home is just too comfortable and the TV remote is just so close. And before you know it, you are on Netflix. Take your laptop, go to a library or go to a working cafe where there are so many other people with their headphones and everyone is typing furiously. And the moment you sit there and you open your laptop, osmosis or diffusion will happen. And so most of the time, it's not like you don't care about your project. It's just you have put yourself in a compromising situation where don't ever trust your brain. Your brain will always want the least resistance. Your brain will never say no to doom scrolling. It's very easy to pick your phone, but then choosing to step outside your comfortable room and go to a working cafe so that you get that motivation is really hard. Or going to the gym when you don't even feel like going to the gym. But go anyway. Just switch the environment and you just watch your brain switch as a result. Number 3, habit stacking. When you are starting a new habit, we all know it's very difficult to start a new habit and make it like a routine. You start today, tomorrow you forget, and then sometimes you even abandon it altogether. So for instance, because I tend to do a lot of exercises, I started getting a lot of injuries and my doctor suggested that I stretch a lot. And she was telling me, do not wait until Sunday when you're playing soccer to stretch. And I was like, I'm so busy. I don't have time to even stretch. And her suggestion was like, how about after you brush your teeth and you have showered in the evening, just before you jump into your bed, how about you just get a mat and do 2 stretches maximum. That's it. Just 2 stretches maximum and then go to sleep. So this is the current habit that I'm trying to build. It's not easy, guys, but it's starting to actually make sense. And that is exactly the reason why she suggested like brush after you, because I normally brush my teeth and then I go shower and then I go sleep. So that is normally like those are the 3 things that kind of happen in series almost every night. I even don't think about it. There is just that one habit that you've been doing for the last 10 years. It's just become an autopilot. And so what habit stacking is, that new habits that you want to introduce, you want to stack it close to the other habits that are now autopilot. So what I'm now trying to do is I brush my teeth, I shower, and then just before I sleep, I just do like 2 stretches and then I sleep. And it's starting to make sense. And when you are doing habits stacking, you want to keep it like low effort. Like in my case, 2 stretches. But then I'm starting to even now add to 3 stretches. And they say it takes time. So you can't do it in 1 week and expect it to stick. It has to take, they say 3 weeks or maybe a month sometimes. So you have to stick with it. The 4th one is commitment device. Again, this is where Atomic Habits is where I learned about this terminology called commitment device, that motivation, inspiration is perishable. And so you get this motivation to start something. If you sit with it for too long, it will go. And so the suggestion that James Clear gives is when that motivation comes, make a commitment so that it's difficult to go back. A very recent example that I did during May is my birthday month, and I challenged myself. I've always wanted to learn golf. And so I took vacation on my birthday month, and I decided this 1 month, I'm going to learn golf. And so when that motivation came around my birthday, I reached out to a trainer and booked the session. I will not tell you how much money I paid, but it was good amount of money. And so immediately I made that commitment. There are some days, so I now train 3 to 4 days a week. There are some days I'm just too tired. I just want to lie on my sofa, especially when it's drizzling or it's cold outside. But then every time I think of missing a session and I think of the money that I've paid, that is just enough motivation to get me dressed and going to the golf. I'll put some pictures here. So that is just an example. You make a decision, you pay money, put a down payment. I think money most of the time is the best motivation. So once you've paid, it helps to lock future behavior and then restrict you from backing off. Or I was giving another example for someone, or if you are doing your PhD, I was giving an example. If you're doing a PhD, if you make an announcement, you go to LinkedIn and say, hi guys, I'm in the last stages of my PhD. Time like this next year, I'm done and I'm looking for job opportunities. The moment you put that out in the world, people will be reminding you. And the fact that you've just released that to the world publicly, those days you want to run away from the lab because the PhD is not working, it won't happen because your mind knows that people know, people are watching. You've told people that I'll be done with this thing by December. And so it's out in the world. It's no longer hidden. It's no longer private. And that is also enough commitment to keep the last one that I wanted to mention is designing an attractive, repeatable routine, kind of rewarding yourself when you do something. So most of the time, for instance, every time I go to the gym, the reward is I'll go to the gym, I'll come shower, I'll catch a Netflix. So your brain is so excited, like let's go, let's be done with this thing, because there is this dopamine inducing reward waiting at the end. So, or after recording, I enjoy recording, but it's not easy. It's not as easy as doom scrolling. So I would occasionally tell myself, okay, after I'm done batch recording, sitting for like 2 to 3 hours recording episodes. After that, I'll close my laptop and I'll go out to a restaurant and eat lunch while I doom scroll. My brain will be so excited. My brain is like, can we do this? Can we finish this batch recording so that we enjoy that dopamine hit at the end of that? So yeah, so design an attractive reward to reward or trick your brain to actually look forward to completing this task that is not easy or fun in anticipation for a more fun activity coming after. You get the point. So motivation gets you started. Everyone at one point or another will get motivation and inspiration to do something, to finally work on that project. But then systems will keep you going. Adhering strictly to the systems will separate you from everyone else. And if you adhere to those systems, in 1 year, in 2 years, you will be unrecognizable and you'll be so proud of yourself. So those are some of the strategies to doing it anyway. Until the next episode, good luck and goodbye.